Hello everybody, welcome to Me Paintings. I'm Veronica Me, and today I will be using this rainbow spectrum of colors in my special acrylic pour. I love using all of these colors because I think they always create a magical art on my canvas. So I'm using this cerulean blue, mauve, cadmium red, Indian orange, yellow, cadmium yellow. This is yellowish green and sap green. And as a swiping color, I will be using this dark blue color. And for my base, I will be using this titanium white. If you'd like to see how I mix my colors, I will put a link down in the description box for you to the video in which I show exactly how I mix my colors and also how I mix my pouring medium, because these are acrylic colors mixed with pouring medium, and I make my own pouring medium from craft glue, PVA glue. I use 60% of glue and 40% of water. I mix this and it creates my pouring medium, but it is all in that video down in the description box if you'll be interested. If not, we can go ahead. But one more thing before I start pouring on my colors, I will put 2 drops of silicone oil in each of my color, but not in my white. That's a base color, so I will put silicone oil later on in my white because it will also be my second swiping color. But now I'm just putting silicone oil, this one, which I buy in local art shop, but I'm sure you can order loads of different brands online. And in this swiping color as well. Now I'm going to mix it up just a little bit, not too much. And we can start our special project. Oops, there's a little bit of red, that's okay, doesn't matter. I will cover that with white. This is also mixture of pouring medium and acrylic color, but with no silicone. So let's cover it all, and I want to keep a little bit for later on because I will be using it as a swiping color. Now let's spread it everywhere. And you could also do this with different background, like gray or black or dark blue, but be careful with black because it tends to go very dark when you use black. That's it, all covered with white, and now I can start pouring my colors. So I start with this sap green, and I'll be pouring these puddles of colors in the middle to create interesting cells. Oop, I don't have too much space left, but that's okay. I'm just going to work it out. Perfect, so that's just a not very interesting piece. And now I'm gonna use my dark blue and pour it here on this edge. Like this. And make a swipe. For my swipe, I use this piece of plastic. It's a good tool. So, ready, steady, go. Wow, can you see these beautiful cells? I'm going to use my heat gun, create more cells. Just a little bit because this is not finished. I'm gonna create another swipe because I love creating this double swipe, which always creates beautiful cells, thin cells, which will be perfect for my next project. So I've got my white here, and I'm going to put 2 drops of silicone oil in there as well, because it will be my swiping color. And let's put this here. I promise I won't ruin it. It will create a beautiful piece. And I will swipe back. Well, not many cells showed, and now most of you think, okay girl, you ruined it, nothing interesting happened, but I'm gonna show you. I'm going to put these colors everywhere in these corners and show you a little magic. All the corners are covered, and now it's time to show you my little magic. Let's take my heat gun. And see, that's perfect. Beautiful, colorful mixture of cells all mixed together. And the reason why I made this double swipe is that my colors all nicely mixed together and create this amazing colorful cell explosion on my canvas. And I know these cells will grow a little bit more, so I'm gonna let this dry and show you what to do next. And one more thing which I want to do, I will use my balloon and create an interesting structure in the middle of my pour, because I think then I will have a beautiful base for my abstract painting. So I'm using this type of balloon and just press a little bit and it creates beautiful structure. Hello, welcome back. You might be wondering what happened with my pour. I tried to paint these bubbles which were supposed to be hidden inside of my pour, but I don't like the way they look, so I'm gonna repaint that and show you each step so you can create that too. And this pour just turned out beautiful, so I don't want to chuck it away. I will just repaint it and create more colorful bubbles hidden inside of this pour. So I'm gonna start with this masking tape and just put it on this triangle. And I know some of you might like it this way, and it's totally fine if you want to keep it like this, but I decided I want to keep these colors lighter and matching this kind of background. I think it will be nicer, and I will also make the bubbles smaller so it will be full of colorful bubbles. So my colors are here. I'm just gonna repaint this. I know some of you might think, oh no, you've ruined it, but you know what, I just didn't like it, and if I don't like it, I'm not gonna start loving it next month. I will just think it's not nice, so the best way is to repaint it. My colors are dry now, so I can start painting my favorite bubbles on it. And for that, I'm gonna use my circle drawing tool. This one is from Maker's Cabinet. It's called Iris. but you can find loads of different brands and price options online or Amazon or eBay, I don't know. You just have to look for drawing circle tool and I'm sure you'll find something. And it's good because you can choose how big you want your circles, which is just perfect for me. And I'm gonna use my Artistro paint marker for drawing these circles. So just easy peasy. And here I've got my first bubble, and then I'm gonna draw many more. That's done, and now I can start working on little details. And I will be using a little bit of black and a little bit of white acrylic color. Black will be here on the top, white will be down, and then I will draw some reflection. I'm using my blending brush, which is size 6. The tip looks like this. I'm buying my brushes in local art shop. I'm sure you can order loads of them online. And I put my brush in water, put a little bit of that black on the tip of my brush and just make this top part a little bit darker. Perfect, like that. And now white part, again putting my brush in water and put some white here on the bottom of my bubble or water drop. Nice. And now when my black is dry, I can paint a little reflection here on the top of my bubble. So like that, and also little reflection down here. Very thin line. Just for the feel. I'm also gonna create little shadows underneath the top bubbles. For that I'm gonna use my thin brush and just a slight little shadow here to make it look more 3D. And I'm just gonna blend it a little bit. I don't want it to be too sharp, so just like this. And I'm gonna do that on each top bubble and then create this crisp edge on my triangle. Okay, so here comes the most exciting part. I'm gonna take these tapes off and see how it looks like. I would like to create this golden border around my bubbles, and for that I'll be using my mirror effect kit, which I ordered on eBay. If you look for this PBO or PBO, I don't know how to read it, mirror effect kit, it has got this glue marker which you paint or put on the places where you want your glue, and then I've got my gold leaves which I put on the glue and it will stick and create a beautiful golden effect. It has got tip like this and it's kind of orangey color, and you just draw with it and put that glue here, and then you have to wait like I think about an hour till this gets dry, and then you can stick your golden leaf to it. Now after a few hours my glue is dry and it's time to put my gold leaf on it, so I will just put it on. It has got the silver part and gold part. I want the gold part to be visible, so just like this, help yourself with finger or brush and stick it there, and it creates this beautiful golden triangle. Let's see. Wow, amazing. Look at the golden shine. I will do it all the way around my bubbles and show you how it looks. So my golden triangle is done, and now I would like to make another triangle which will make that look more 3D, and for that I'm going to use this blue masking tape, I would say, if that's the right name for it, and I just decide where I want my other border. Now I'm gonna use a little bit of black acrylic color and make shades around these edges. I've got this type of brush, size 10, which is good for this kind of shades. My brush is dry, so I'm just going to create this border here. Now I put my brush in water and try to blend it a little bit. Okay, let's see how it looks. and this is the result of my bubble acrylic pour, and these bubbles symbolize my feelings towards painting because it's such a colorful, joyful experience for me when I paint. And I hope you can also experience this painting when you paint because it's the most amazing feeling in the world. I hope this tutorial was inspirational for you, and if you enjoyed it, please give a thumbs up or share it with your friends. You can also join my Facebook group, which is called Create With Me, and show us your beautiful art. Thank you very much for watching and for all your positivity. I can't wait to see you again. Bye!